Hey, what's going on? It's the One More Thing Daily with myself, Dave Colombo Jenkins, wrapping up another week in the One More Thing universe and in the wider musical universe. And I just want to wrap up with just a little bit of motivation or a little bit of a reminder. I don't know if you need to hear this. Most people do. Any creative people do. It's a marathon, not a sprint. In fact, I'd even go as far as saying it's not even a marathon, it's an ultra marathon, or it's not even an ultra marathon, because that it still indicates that it's a race. There is no race. It's an endurance thing. I've had this on my list of topics that I wanted to talk about since I started doing these videos, but this week seems particularly relevant for a couple of different reasons. They're ones that I've touched on throughout the week as well. So firstly being that we had High Contrast podcast. That's been our big kind of thing that we put out this week. And he and I have known each other for well over half my life. Well over half my life. We would have known each other for about 30 odd years now. Thereabouts, maybe 28 years. We've rubbed shoulders in so many different ways, and he's been a consistent person that I've interviewed throughout my career. And that every time that we kind of connect, because sometimes we haven't connected in the kind of most positive ways from my experiences, really, in terms of kind of how I felt about myself. I always feel incredibly humbled when I talk to him and stuff. He's always got really cool stuff to say. He's always incredibly positive about what I do as well. So that's made me very reflective. In less than a month's time, it will be 20 years since my first magazine job as well, which again has got me feeling incredibly kind of reflective, nostalgic, introspective about everything that I've done. Ostensibly, if I think about where I was back then and where I am now, of course, it's been an incredible success and stuff like, getting into this side of music and getting a job like this literally saved me from a hell of a lot of trouble. But in other ways, I haven't achieved everything that I want to achieve yet. I certainly wish that I was a little bit more financially stable at this age in my life, but there we go. But that's made me incredibly reflective. And also doing a course that I mentioned that I did in London on Monday. It actually inspired Tuesday's piece about cock socks and stuff. But it got me, again, I'm kind of passing on my insight and my information and my career and stuff. And I made like a presentation for that. So if we have a little look here, like on the cover, and the whole idea was to talk about how the industry has changed and how you just need to focus on yourself and nobody else. But on the cover, I kind of got a range of different versions of me. If you like, really. There's in 2001 there, I'd literally just started university. I was a DJ. We'd just come back from Creamfields, actually, where it was my brother's first ever Creamfield, so we decided to celebrate with Mr. T Hair. We ended up saying hello to an entire country on MTV and calling ourselves Mr. T, but I'll leave that for another story. It's not relevant now. Then a little bit later on, then I was an editor, an IDJ for a long time. That was like 2009. That was one of my editorial pictures, looking like a bit of a dickhead. Then move on like kind of 9 years. My very first YouTube presentation being live on Drum and Bass Arena Awards. I think that deserves another post as well. So I've seen so many people banging on about the awards and so many people are hitting me up. It's untrue. So I'll probably do another post about that. But that was one of the most terrifying, thrilling and exciting moments of my life there. And then this picture then in 2024 where I was doing a kind of talk like similar to what I was doing in the course on Monday, but in DBS college. So it's all kind of about like essentially going with the flow and being open to different ideas and different energies and stuff. And I finished the thing off with an even wider kind of perspective, really, where journalism for me was always going to be a route into full-time DJing or getting more gigs. I was honestly convinced that it was only going to be like, I was like, yeah, I'll do a bit of studying, I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of that. But essentially I was in it for the DJ gigs. How wrong was I? It's led to an amazing career, an absolutely amazing career, which I still feel like I'm at the start of. I still feel incredibly inspired by. I still feel like I've got loads to do. And so I finished the kind of course off with this, being open to all positive influences and positive energies. A little bit hippie-ish, but it's true. Like so many things I've gone off spontaneously. I've just decided, right, fuck it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow that. This seems like a cool idea. A lot of them don't eventually, but I've learned something along the way, or it's connected me with somebody really inspiring, or I've made a friendship, or we've made progress with something, we've created something. And so to go back even further, like this is kind of the real scally Dave in 1999, and I cannot express how much of a scally I was, like embarrassingly so, toe-curlingly so. And then this Dave here earlier on this summer at Big Love, twatting it out on a fire engine. Like, it's not even a marathon. It's not even a marathon. Like, this is it is a way of life completely. There is no one else to compete with. And so, yeah, and this kind of idea of keep your blinkers off and be open to the idea that you may be doing something entirely different to what you think you're setting out to do, I think is a massive, massive, massive thing that everybody needs to be aware of, and not worry about the immediacy of things or not getting to where you need to be, whether you're watching this just as a music fan, whether you're watching this as an aspiring artist who's wondering how to make a bit of progress in the game, whether you're watching this as a fellow peer who writes about music or creates content or anything. I've now been doing this since, 2001. I was the club's editor of Buzz magazine. So that's 23 years and 20 years as a full-time professional. I never expected any of this to happen. I never expected any of the cool stuff. I certainly wouldn't have expected to be owning my own brand, One More Thing, which is a music label and events company as well as an editorial platform. And I wouldn't expect to be mentoring people, which is the final really, really, really cool thing that has got me incredibly introspective and reflective over my own career. We've taken on 2 new mentees. This excites me so much, as last time One More Thing just exploded with new energy and fresh ideas and stuff when I took Mark and Annalise on, and again then when Lauren come on board as well in March, and it seems that things are going to crank the volume up once again. So yeah, I'd like to welcome Shanice Friday and Tom Cousins as the 2 new members of the One More Thing family. It absolutely thrills me and buzzes me that we've got 2 more people now on board and 2 more people for me to share my expertise with. I feel weird saying the word expertise, but there we go. Definitely feel okay saying the word experiences, because I'm definitely well experienced. So yeah, that's my Friday message, really. There's loads of cool stuff. 7 p.m. tonight, we have Exposure and Loki in the mix, a live mix recorded in a fort in Portugal. You might have seen the reels that we've got out now. In fact, let me show you a little clip.
Exposure. Loki. Listen closely. Somerset.
There we go. How sick is that? Really, really cool mix going live, and there'll be some bits and bobs going live over the weekend. I didn't put a schedule up this week, mainly as I've been really, really busy, and I didn't want to commit to things because I didn't know I'd have time to do them or not. But thank you to everybody who's checked out all of the content or any of the content, supported it, shared it. I don't think I've said please like and subscribe for a little while, and that was a really important part of these videos to begin with. So if you don't already, please like and subscribe. Please share what we do, let other people know. When was it? On Wednesday I put an open invitation out to any DIY artists, like literally, or any artists who are doing other things that they'd like to put out into the universe but don't know how. Talk to me. I want to create a testing ground, a laboratory, a playground. Like, the numbers are nice and low, but the community is super tight, and this is a really, really cool place to test out your art and stuff like that. I'm just interested in collaborations, but right now I'm really interested in bringing my mentees up to speed and having them part of the One More Thing family. So you should expect even more output from us in the coming weeks. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you again on Monday. Ciao.